okay, I hear you. Oh, Todd.
Where's your mother?
Upstairs.
Vicky! Get down here, I gotta talk to you. It's Todd.
What an absolutely lovely way to start the day with your dulcet tones, Todd. What now?
What now? What else? It's this social worker garbage.
Are they making you see a social worker?
Why, you're funny. You're funny. You a comedian? It's my kid. See, I gotta act like a regular father or something whenever this social worker just comes by unannounced.
So?
So? Don't you have a class to go to or something?
You can stop pretending you want my advice. You never take it
No,
anyway.
I do take your advice. That's exactly the problem. Instead of getting full custody, now Blair and I, we have to compete for 2 weeks.
Oh, like a parent competition or something.
Yeah, except there's no competition. And Blair's gonna come out looking like a wonderful mother, and I'm gonna look like Daddy Dearest. Unless...
Unless you want to learn how to be a good father in 10 easy lessons.
No, in like 1 easy lesson, and you gotta make it fast, and... Can we start right now?
Not a moment too soon. Thank God. Kelly, it's you.
Well, thank you. It's nice to see you, too. What happened to you?
Oh, my darling daughter decided it would be more fun to throw her food than to eat it. And I'd already given the nanny the day off. Simone calls in sick. And I put a phone call into this, like, maid service thing, but I'm waiting for the... Oh, Hannah.
Wait, that's your smoke.
I put Star's bottle is on the stove. Listen, you go in there right now and get Star out of her high chair, and I'll go take care of the kitchen. I hope. Hannah.
And for your thoughts, Miss Saybrook.
Well, you're supposed to know my thoughts, Mr. Thornhart. I was thinking that I would like to put this on a chain and wear it around my neck and close to my heart.
Never envied a penny before.
Hey, I'm on call for a couple more hours, you know.
Yes, I know that, but I wanted you to see something. Memorial service for a true friend to Landview. Carlo Hesser, rest in peace. The Palace Hotel, noon today. In lieu of flowers, please send donations to the Alex Olenoff Hesser Foundation for Social Justice.
What a sick joke. Who would have a memorial service for him, and who in their right mind would go?
Well, I know one man who's going. Me.
Rise and shine, Antonio.
Oh, it's about time. All I want to do is post my bail and get out of here. Or does Hank Gannon think I'm too dangerous to risk on the streets of Lambview?
Well, before you see the judge, I do have another appointment for you. How'd you like to be my date for Carlo Hesser's memorial service?
Get real.
Put those right there, please. These flowers are perfect. Excuse me. What about the sound system?
It's all set, ma'am.
And the food, the refreshments?
Don't worry, everything's in place.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes, Carla would want everyone to celebrate and not to grieve.
Well, just how much is this little celebration going to cost me?
RJ, this is not a day to be concerned about a budget. As Carla's dearest friends, we need to honor him.
Right. You do the honoring while I do the paying.
I would have been happy to pay for everything if I'd been left.
I know, but you're broke. So I guess I'll just have to write it all off as a business expense. I'm sure some of Carlo's ex-associates will be making an appearance. Endless possibilities.
This is not a day for expanding your new empire. This is a day for Landview to honor Carlo. Look at all these empty seats. I'm very concerned that our self-righteous friends might refuse to show up.
Oh, no, they'll be here. Those same do-gooders can't pass up the opportunity to dance and or jig on Carlo's grave. But when they get here, well, they're in for a very big surprise.
It's like this, Antonio. We figure some of Carlo Hesser's underworld cronies will probably show up at this memorial service, and we would like you there to point out some that we may not know.
Right. I scratch your back, you put a knife in mine. That's real fair.
Yeah, I arrested you. It's because I had a whole lot of evidence. Antonio, you had a chance to come to me before all the evidence piled up, but you blew it. Now, if you still think there's evidence floating around out there that could probably point to someone else, don't you think that this memorial service would be a good place to start looking for it? Now, granted, your cooperation will help the police department.
I help the PD. I put my life on the line every day infiltrating Carlo's world, and look where it got me. Accused of killing a man.
You threw a party and you didn't invite me?
Honey, would you please explain to your client that I'm trying to help him?
Yeah, he wants me to be his date to Carlo's service.
Yeah, so he could ID some wise guys.
Could I speak to my client alone for a minute, please?
Yeah, just try to get through it to him, will you, honey?
I have the court's permission to be here. Do you?
No, I'm the commissioner of police. I sort of had free run of the building. Lawyers.
Husbands.
Why didn't you just tell him no way?
Because, actually, I think it might be in your best interest to cooperate.
What? Wait a second, you want me to go to this service?
2 points. I could let the judge handling your bail hearing know how cooperative you've been. 2, maybe the real killer is going to show up today. You know, unable to resist the opportunity to pay their last respects to Carlo Hesser. And you won't miss that.
Okay. I'll cooperate, but on one condition. That I get to see the judge today and I can post bail so I can get out of here.
You know, I'm so glad you brought that up because, actually, I was thinking of postponing your bail hearing till tomorrow.
What, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I'll explain on the way to memorial service, but in the meantime... Look, I've got my reasons, okay?
So you're always winning these, like, Mother of the Year awards. So you could let me in on your little trade secrets?
Yeah, Mom. Come on. Teach him how to bake some brownies.
You think this is funny, don't you? Look, if that idiot chick judge had just given me complete custody, now I gotta prove to some, Sidney Freud wannabe that I'm a good father. Sigmund, Sidney, whatever. Why don't you go to the mall or something?
Todd, listen to me. I have seen you with Star. You are undeniably a loving father, albeit a little unconventional. That's all the Freud wannabe needs to see.
So in other words, you're not gonna help me any more than that?
Did I say that? I didn't say that.
Look, never mind. I was thinking on the way over, I'm just gonna make this really big donation to the Children's Hospital, and then I'm gonna splash the dollar signs all over the front page of the Sun. That'll show them.
Yeah, it'll show him how dumb you are.
Why are you still here?
Listen, you wanted parenting advice? Why don't you ask someone's child? Jessica, talk to him.
Okay, you want to show everyone you care about kids, right? So why don't you volunteer to work at the children's ward instead of just throwing money at them?
What'd you do, clone her?
sorry. I know he's your brother and everything, but... God, he's like a creature from another planet.
Well, he is sometimes. But you know something, Jesse? He loves his little girl very, very much, and so he's desperate to make a good impression. And that is some progress.
Mommy's got everything under control. Because my little girl, she's doing good, right, Blair? Baby.
Yeah, I've got everything in hand and all over the floor, all over the stove.
Blair, she's still hungry.
Of course she's still hungry because her mother scorched her milk. Oh, that's how anybody raises a child alone these days. Here, I'll tell you what, you give her, this is apple juice. It's apple juice, sweetie. You like apple juice. And I've just got to go find a stepladder or something to get rid of that smoke alarm.
Okay.
Oh, phew, thank God.
Excuse me, the door was open and I thought I would just...
Look, I don't even want to hear it. I want you to get in the kitchen, put on your outfit, and let's go right now.
Sorry, I'm not the kitchen help. My name's Janice Talbert. I'm with the Child Welfare Department.
One Life to Live, brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today.
With all the terrible things that Carl Hesser did to you and me and pretty much everybody we know, why would you want to go to his memorial service?
Well, it's not for him, it's for me. I need to know that this nightmare is finally over. When they lower him into the grave, I'm going to stand there laughing. Didn't know I had a dark side, did you?
No, I didn't.
Well, you sorry you pledged yourself to me?
Oh, you just hold on there. If you think you're going to back out before I'm officially Mrs. Patrick Thornhart, you're wrong.
Good. Just don't forget that you were warned.
Me to cover this service. So if you're horning in...
Easy, okay? You can cover all the little social events that happen in Llanview for all I care, no matter how sick they might be.
Well, Carlos Memorial may be sick, but it wouldn't just be social. You wouldn't be here now, would you?
Cass, he almost made me guest of honor at my own memorial service, remember? I'm looking forward to this afternoon.
Well, you're not the only one.
Hmm?
See that man over there in the perfectly tailored suit?
Which one?
No, Kevin, don't look. Look. Kevin, don't look at him. I just recognize him from a police blotter.
Mm-hmm. Never saw him.
I'm not surprised. Excuse me.
RJ, I hate surprises. Now, you tell me what it is.
If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise,
This is not a day for your games. This is a day for you to tell me what's going on.
Alex, please, just calm down.
RJ, Madam May, excuse me. I understand that you are co-hosting this, tribute. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just a friend of the late, great man. I'll let the mayor handle the press. If you ladies will excuse me. Ah, if it isn't Brother D.A. and his faithful sidekick, Detective Harrison. Carlo would be honored, as am I.
You have outdone yourself. Free flowers, fine food, and wine. And you've managed to find a picture of Carlo that won't even crack a camera lens.
Well, I'm glad you're pleased. You know how much your opinion means to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I take it you didn't go to all this trouble just for Carlo. Must be your way of announcing to the world that you're taking his place.
Well, now, no one can take Carlo Hesser's place. I merely want to give the man his due.
Well, what a coincidence, huh, Andy? That's what we want to do, too.
Yeah. Like with those tapes you've been holding, RJ. You remember those tapes with Carlo's conversations that he recorded before he died?
What about them?
Judge Walker signed a search warrant this morning. So let's see, right about, now, there is a team of officers over collecting them from your office at Club Indigo.
And I hate to break it to you, RJ, but we waited long enough for you to turn them over voluntarily.
Be my guest. They should be nice and easy to find. I left them on the end of the bar in plain sight. How's that? But now, speaking of guests, you'll excuse me while I go welcome mine.
Look, I know he's your brother, Hank, but look at how he's enjoying this moment. Come on, nobody had a better motive to get rid of Carlo.
Well, I can think of one.
Oh, my God, what are you doing here? Did the judge set bail already? Why didn't you tell me?
There's nothing to tell. I'm seeing a judge tomorrow. Right, Counselor?
I thought you were supposed to get out on bail.
Yeah, so did I. Ask your boss.
I didn't want Antonio to miss the chance of saying farewell to Carlo.
Come here, sweetness. Oh, yes. You're eating that stuff off of Kelly? Yes, you are. Yes, yes. Yummy, yummy. We got it all over us. That's right. Well, things... I wonder what this nice lady from Child Services thinks about us.
And I realize this is awkward, but it's important that we get to know you and your child.
I'm sure it is. You know, things usually aren't like this. It's just that Aunt Dorian is away, right? And then the nanny never... Oh, you want Kelly? The nanny never showed up, and then... Hey, did you make a boo-boo with the carrots? And then I made a boo-boo with the bottle. It's, but things happen. That's right.
I burn things all the time. Not here, though. At my place. My boyfriend says I'm positively combustible. I'm not a pyro. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, when I cook, I forget.
But you know what? The great thing about that is that Kelly never cooks here.
Nobody ever cooks here. Because Blair's so busy at work and, with the little girl, and we have a wonderful cook.
But you know what I do? I actually cook sometimes. I have a very special recipe for... a
fudge?
How did you know?
Well, it's always fudge.
It's always fudge.
Miss
Did you
Manning,
know
I
that?
realized you weren't expecting me this morning. That's sort of the idea of the whole thing. So why don't you just go about your day as if I weren't even here?
May I? Oh, sure. Here. Kelly, why don't you move your stuff in your coat up? You know where to hang it up. There you go. Have a seat. Yeah. Just make yourself comfortable. So, well, we've had a very exciting morning, haven't we, sweet pea?
But it's been fun.
Oh, yes, we always have. We always have fun, don't we? Shoot. Kelly, do you smell something? Do you smell a stinky diaper? I think we're going to go get into something a little bit prettier. Kelly, why don't you sit down and take care of this nice guest here. Bye. Come on, sweetie. Go change our clothes.
Janice, she's a natural. I wish I had a mother like that. My mom, was put into an institution. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, you doctors have it rough, huh? You catching up on your Danielle Steele in between rounds of golf?
Boy, I hate to disappoint you, Todd, but I'm not a doctor yet. And, well, if you'd like to borrow this light work, you can borrow it and read it.
Marty, I want to thank you for testifying at the custody hearing. Since the judge has delayed a final decision, well, I haven't lost yet, and you helped.
I didn't set out to help you, Todd.
I know you were subpoenaed, but you showed up and, well, you took the stand and you didn't lie.
Oh, you mean like you did?
What do you mean?
They asked you point blank if you kidnapped your child, and you said no.
It's the truth.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's nothing to you to lie on the stand, is it?
I would never lie on the stand, Marty.
Like when they asked you in your trial if you raped me, and you said no. Oh, come on, no fancy remark?
Oh, come on, Marty. Look, I have told you before that I don't like what happened. And every time I see you or run into you or whatever, I think about what happened. But, I saved your life. You saved... I thought we were getting past all of that. All that stuff.
No, I was just trying to remind you what your word was worth on the stand.
Well, I told the truth this time. Honest engine.
I was part of what happened that night you kidnapped your own child. I went to the Wild Swan. I found Patrick unconscious with the drug you gave him in bed with Blair.
Patrick and Blair in bed together? You're kidding. My loving wife?
She didn't know you were alive. You can stand there and lie all you want. I know you arranged that whole thing.
Listen, Marty.
Yeah, I just forget. Yeah, actually, hold on to it. I don't want to hear it. You're going to stand there and lie and hope that I believe it? I know, and Patrick knows, and so does Blair. We all know the truth.
Yeah, well, I know that I didn't do anything wrong.
Just because they don't prove it in court doesn't mean it's not the truth.
Mr. Manning, I'm sorry, but the children's ward is unavailable. You know, the workmen and all their saws and their hammers.
Right, hammers and saws.
Say hello to Mr. Manning, kids.
Hi. Hi, kids. How are you?
He volunteered to read to you today.
Gimme.
Oh, well, there you go. Thanks a lot.
Well, you know, I don't want to keep you from your studies. So go on, get out of here. I got a lot of books I got to get through. Well, what are you standing there for? Come on, sit down over here. Be quiet. I'll read you some stories. We'll have a really great time, okay? I'm going to point to you, and then you can tell me what your name is, okay? You first. What's your name?
Letitia.
Letitia. You?
Andrea.
Andrea. You?
Matthew.
Matthew. You?
Waldo Schwartz.
Waldo Schwartz. Wow. Who stuck you with that one?
Stuck you with that scar.
Fair enough. All right, what do you say I read you a story, all right? What do you... Oh, the Frog Prince. That sound good? Once upon a time, there was a king who had a beautiful but spoiled princess. Well, don't I just know the type? One day, she went down to the lake and she saw a frog sitting on a lily pad. This is a really stupid story. I hate this story. I'll tell you what, why don't I tell you the real story of the Frog Prince?
Why can't Antonio be arraigned today? He lays his life on the line for Landview PD, and this is the best you could do for him?
Andy, I would like Antonio out on bail as much as you would. But if he goes before a judge today, he will go before Judge Malfi. Do you remember him?
Yeah, the judge that wouldn't overturn his previous conviction.
That's exactly right. So Antonio goes before Judge Malfi. Judge Malfi revokes his parole and sends him straight back up to Statesville Prison.
Okay, so we wait. So who's presiding tomorrow?
Judge Hammersmith. He's no walk in the park, but at least he'll listen to my arguments.
There's a fashion plate that RJ's talking to in a black shirt over there.
That's Reggie Sykes. Him and Carlo did import and export together.
Well, RJ's not wasting any time making new friends, is he?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you please take your seats now. Thank you. I'd like to thank you all for coming today. Well, my name is R.J. Gannon, and I'd like to welcome you all to this celebration of a life. Carlo Hesser, our dear friend, planned this memorial himself when he became convinced that his life was in danger because he trusted the wrong person. But I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Later, there'll be an opportunity after our beloved mayor speaks to us for anyone else who is moved to speak, to do so. I see another friend of the friend to Landview. Mr. Thornhart, join us. Carlo would have been so very pleased.
Janice, it was so nice to meet you, even though the conditions were a little bit less than perfect.
Well, there's no such thing as a perfect parent, Miss Manning.
I'm so glad to hear you say that.
Blair is about as imperfect as you can get. What I mean is that...
No, I would just like Star to be raised in a normal family.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Well, you know, things are usually a lot more organized than they were today. Maybe if you would call next time, give me a little more notice.
Well, that would defeat the whole purpose now, wouldn't it?
Well, I guess it would from your point of view. Yes.
Well, now you've been informed that I'll be back tomorrow with Todd when he comes to pick up Star for his appointed time.
That's another thing. Don't you think it's outrageous that a judge would take a baby from
Miss
a mother
Manning, I'll see you tomorrow. Good day.
Bye. Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. She hates me.
No, she doesn't hate you.
Oh, she hates me.
It's her job, okay? I don't think she's supposed to show that she likes you. I think she likes you.
Oh, that's because she's already decided to give my baby, to take my baby away from me. Oh, Kelly, this is such an awful day for me.
I know. Okay, and I don't mean to change the subject, but you didn't ask me why I stopped by today.
What? I thought you stopped by to help me with Star.
I love Star, you know that, okay? I wanted to know if you had heard anything from Dorian, last thing I knew, she was heading out to the mid-Atlantic on a cruise ship in search for Olivia.
A, I have not heard from Dorian, and B, I'm sure no matter what happens, she's going to make sure that Joey never finds out that you helped cover up her conspiracy.
You know?
Blair? Well, look, don't even worry about it. Your secret is safe with me, okay? So, what time is it? What time is it?
11:30. Do you understand that Joey is going to kill me if he knows?
It's 11. Oh my God! I've got to get Star to the pediatrician. Oh, if this child service woman finds out, then she's going to take. If I'm late, she's going to take Star away from me even before the judge makes a ruling. I got to. Kelly. Oh, I've got to get her.
Look, no one is gonna grant custody to Todd, okay? He is, disgusting with adults. I can't imagine what he'd be like with kids. Don't worry.
And so the princess kissed the frog, and do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? Come on, do you know it? You must have a guess. No guesses? You know what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zip. The prince stayed a frog. You know why? Because he liked being green and ugly and slimy, and he could sit around the lake all day on his lily pad and eat flies and croak at the moon. And you know what happened to the princess? She went back to the castle, right? And she married this, dweeby, nerdy accountant poet. And she got really, really ugly. She lost all her looks, and then she had so much really bad plastic surgery that she was so ugly that not even the frog would kiss her. The end. That's the end of that story. Another story. All right. This isn't so bad. I'll tell you the story of Rumpelstiltskin. That, huh? Now look at that. Now this is the queen, the wheel, the little guy, the gold, the baby, blah, 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 blah. How about I tell you the real story of Rumpelstiltskin? You want to know what really happened?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's an old story. Story of a man who heard the beat of a different drum. Well, he's not like us, so he must be bad. Certainly he's corrupt, and so he must be evil. Now, I'm sure if he was with us
And those
today,
were his good points.
Carlo would admit that he'd made mistakes. And who among us dare cast the first stone? Yes, well, I was lucky enough to get to know another side of Carlo, a better side. As partners in business, well, Carlo was always a man of his word.
Yeah, if you said he was going to kill you, he'd kill you.
I grew to respect the man. And I was honored with his trust. Now, others betrayed that trust. And so Carlo came to count on me more and finally asked me to continue his legacy in business and in philanthropy, which is exactly what I intend to do.
I have
so
no
just
doubt.
let me say, in closing, Carlo, we will miss you. But we know you've gone on to a better place.
Certainly a warmer place.
Well, now it's my pleasure, my privilege to introduce Landview's First Lady, the Honorable Mayor Alexandra Olenoff Buchanan Hesser.
handkerchief, honey?
No, do you have a bicarbonate of soda?
Jessie?
Yeah.
I thought all the teachers were at a conference.
Yeah, they are, but I've got this project due by Monday, so I figure I can get more work done at the library.
Oh, okay. Maybe you'll see Christian there. What's wrong? Did you and Chris have a fight?
No, but...
For what? I'm sorry, sweetie. I know you have a right to privacy. I apologize.
No.
Forget I asked, okay?
No, it's just... I'm worried about him. He's so upset over Antonio and how they're accusing him of doing something he didn't do.
Sweetheart, you know, your Uncle Bo is a very fair man. Besides which, he's been a pretty good friend to Antonio. I think if Bo feels there's sufficient evidence...
No, I don't care about evidence. Antonio didn't kill Carlo Hester. I just want to see Chris stop hurting, you know? He tries not to show it. He puts up this front for his mother's sake, but I know deep inside he... Mom, I don't know. I'm worried about him. If something really bad happens to Antonio, Christian, he might just give up.
Give up? You mean quit college? I mean, he's worked hard for that.
I mean everything. I mean his schoolwork, his artwork, even me. Once he starts thinking the world is against him and nothing matters.
Do you really care for Christian? I mean, really care?
How can you even ask that?
Okay, then you listen to me. You have to be willing to take him on. Do you understand me? You cannot let him despair. You must not let him be depressed. You have to encourage him. You have to distract him. You take him to the movies or the museum. You take him sledding in the park. You take him anywhere. What you must not do is allow him to forget all the good things that he has going for him. Now, I personally hope, for the Vegas' sake, that this whole business with Antonio turns out to be a bad dream. But no matter what happens to Antonio, Christian must not be allowed to give up on his future.
The truth is, Carlo Hester was really two men. One who was very loving, and another who could be quite lethal. But I believe that those two different Carlos were, in fact, merging into one good man. In the time that I spent with him before he died, he made it clear that he wanted to direct his energy into helping other people. In those final days,
criminal from here to Pittsburgh.
Carlo indicated a desire to channel his resources into the Alex Oltl Hesser Foundation for Social Justice. What better way to ensure a noble enterprise than to guarantee fairness and justice for all those who have been wrongfully accused? It was in that spirit, it was that ideal that I believe that Carlo was striving for, and I believe with my help he could have achieved if he'd been given more time. But unfortunately, that possibility was cut short. Sadly, because someone decided to take...
Bloody hell. Are you remembering who we're talking about here?
Do you have something to say?
I'm saying it, woman. Carlo Hesser, a.k.a. Poseidon, had Siobhan Connolly killed in Ireland. Had Bo Buchanan shot. Tried to kill Margaret Saybrook and myself I don't know how many times. Tried to blow up the Palace Hotel with all the innocent people in it. And here's where I'm getting confused. Are those the great works you're talking about? You people sit here and think that this monster was a man. Well, I can't do it, neither should you.
It's true that Carlos Sins will live longer than him. But he was on the verge of an amazing transformation. And it is his tragedy and ours that he was cut down in his prime. And as his former wife, I am committed to finding the murderer of Carlo Hesser. Now, does anyone have a few words to say?
A few? Honey, I've got a truckload.
So they took the baby to the royal judge, and the royal judge said, this baby belongs to Rumpelstiltskin. Hand her over. And so, the whiny, selfish, nagging queen had to give the baby over to Rumpelstiltskin. And do you know what happened then? Do you? Do you have any idea? They lived happily ever after, the baby and Rumpelstiltskin, forever and ever. What do you think of that?
Mommy, you're pregnant like that, wasn't it? What are you doing here, Todd?
I'm a candy striper. Well, in my spare time, I like to tell stories to little children.
Tell us another one.
Another story?
Yeah.
I got a story. Why don't I tell you about the ugly duckling? Would you like that, huh? Once there was a duck that was so scuzzy and ugly that none of the other ducks wanted to play with him. But what nobody knew was that really, he was a...
He was a swan.
No, close. He was a rich, smart, incredibly good-looking newspaper publisher. Where was I? Oh, right, the ugly duckling. Okay, so one day, the ugly duckling decided that he wanted to get back to all the other ducks who had ever been mean to him. So you know what he did? He bought the whole damn pond.
This should be very good, so make sure you
I will say exactly what the man deserves.
Let him speak.
Yeah, everybody gets a turn, right? RJ?
Testify.
Yeah, let him speak.
I think it's sad that one ex-husband feels so vindictive toward another ex-husband. So be it.
They say it's wrong to speak ill of the dead. I agree. What I'm about to say, I would say to this lizard Hess's face, or wherever he is. And every one of us knows damn well where he is. You are the most corrupt piece of scum I've ever known. This is an infectious disease. But you can thank someone who had a gun and the guts to use it. We are cured of you. Never will that take any money from anybody else. Never will that bomb a hotel or ground a tanker. No, sir. Carlo Hesse has finally become a friend of Landview. Why? Because he died. Now, let's all drink the snake's booze and eat his food.
Kevin, can I hold on a second? Take some really good notes. I gotta go call my family. Excuse me.
One moment, please. Before we move on to the food and booze, there's one more appearance, one very special appearance. Now, some of you may know Carlo left a legacy of recordings, both audio and video. And in reviewing them before leaving them for the police, I found one for this very occasion. So, in compliance with Carlo's wishes, I'm going to let him have the last word.
Hello to one and all. I hope you're well. If you're viewing this tape, it means my worst fears have been realized, and I have met an untimely end. But my last act, before I leave this earth, will be to tell you exactly who is responsible.